Hi Morton, welcome to Great Ocean Road Surf Tours Next Level Surf Coaching. Alright, so let's have a look at your video. So look, your pop-up's really good. You're riding the wave quite smoothly, but there's definitely a few areas we can help you with. As you'll notice here, you're surfing a lot right through the midsection of the wave. And so one of the major things we've got to start looking at is going a little bit more top to bottom. So if you can see here, this is where you should be surfing, right in the pocket. That's the power source of the wave. So that's really where we want to get you surfing and then really getting that top to bottom. So what you're doing is basically setting up all of your top turns with your bottom turns. So that's one of the main things we're going to have a look at when we go through this video. This is ideally the sort of lines you want to be drawing. So what you're doing is basically when you drop in on the wave, you're getting all your power as you first drop in. Then you've got to enhance that power through drive, which is basically putting your bottom turn and your board on the rail. And so you're projecting yourself up the wave face through your bottom turn and releasing. So then you're able to surf more top to bottom. You'll find that if you get a really good bottom turn, you won't be doing this, which is going along the middle section of the wave. You'll be setting yourself up much cleaner to do all of your top turns. You'll get more speed coming out of your bottom turns and it will flow much, much better. So that's sort of the main area I think we're going to have a look at today. So bottom turns, top turns, and just your positioning here. You can see you're quite tall, and we really kind of want to see your legs bending that little bit more. Your legs are the most powerful muscle in your body, so we really want to use those to project yourself forwards. If you think about when you jump, you're going to compress your legs down really low and release that power in order to give you a jump. So the same sort of thing when we're doing a bottom turn. So really getting rid of that quite tall positioning that you can see that you're doing at the moment. So we really want to keep it nice and low and nice and compressed as you're going through those. So let's just have a look at that again. So this is ideally what you want to be doing, the top to bottom, as opposed to that midsection surfing. Nice waves though. Looks like a fun trip. So you can see here you're really just riding through the midsection, and obviously I think you're looking at a cutback there. So we're going to have a look at what a cutback looks like and how you actually go into the correct positioning, so you can bring your board all the way back round. Okay, very common sort of error that you're doing, so hopefully it will be pretty easy to kind of correct it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have a look at some footage from Mick Fanning, probably heard of him. And this is basically what we're talking about when we're talking about top to bottom surfing. So really making sure that we're going really nice through the bottom turns and projecting ourselves into the lip for different top turns. So here you're going to see a re-entry, which is on a vertical section of the wave, a snap, which is a slightly less vertical wave where it's not quite feathering. So he's bringing the board all the way back round, and we also have a look at a cutback as well. So I'm just going to set this one up for you. Okay, slow it down so you can really get a good idea of what we're looking at here. Okay, so from here you see the compression that Nick's putting into this section here, nice and compressed, going straight down the wave. So you can see already he's going nice and deep into that bottom section of the wave. Big bottom turn, so really holding that rail, bringing it straight up into the lip, snapping it back round. And you can see the difference in obviously his wave and yours. Probably similar size waves, which is good. But you can see here how compressed Mick is when he's coming into his bottom turn, how much he's leaning into that turn, pushing against the board. And you can see the spray coming off the tail of his board, which shows you how much he's really being able to put it on the rail and how much speed and power and force he's putting into that board compared with sort of where you are on that mid-face section. So if you were doing that bottom turn, that's that green arrow you'd want to be following. So you see how you're sort of getting away from that pocket of the wave and getting away from that power source, and how Mick's quite close to his. And he stays with that power source the whole way as you're kind of driving out the front. instead of sort of, you know, cutting back into that section. So that's really where you want to see the surfing, and Nick's sort of back here, and all his maneuvers are actually put into the pocket. So he's being able to utilize all of the speed and power through that wave and bring it right up into the pocket here, right through the lip. And you can notice obviously on your side, you're quite far out in front of the wave. So you're going a little bit more onto the shoulder than would be good to do. Now here, Mick's setting himself up for a cutback. So this is what we call the T shape. So we'll go into this a little bit later on as well. But you'll notice here how Mick's front arm is actually coming back around. He's already eyeing up the section of the wave he's going to be hitting. So that's one thing you're not doing. You're not turning your head and you're opening your shoulders up. So you can see how much he's opened his shoulders up to that T-shaped position there, bringing this board all the way around. So that's sort of what we've got to get you to start looking at, just turning that head. All right. Just going to focus on this one for a second. All right, so let's have a look at a bottom turn. I'm going to open just some footage up for you. We're going to have a look at here. We're going to kind of dissect it a little bit so you really get a good understanding of how to put this bottom turn together. What you'll end up with is basically cue words that you'll remember as you go into this bottom turn. So here we can see compress, lean, reach. And this is when we're going to hold this body positioning. So through the trough, which is the flat section of the wave, we're eyeing up the top of the wave, bending the legs, leaning and reaching and touching the water. Now we've held that position for a good couple of seconds to really project up into the lip. Now we're releasing off the surfboard, eyeing up the top of the wave, and now we're opening up the shoulders, looking down towards where we're going to finish this maneuver. So he's really got his eyes on where he's going to land, so he's going to end up turning his board to the beach. So that's one of our key words, board to the beach. And board straight back down, compressing to finish that maneuver. And you can see where the board's facing, straight down, so we're staying nice and close to that white water again. So that's our bottom turn. Compress, lean, reach, hold, release, onto the back foot here, and then driving forward. The other thing I've noticed with your surfing is your pop-up's really good, but you put your weight straight onto your back foot, which is actually stalling your surfboard a little bit. So we've got to correct that by basically trying to get you to, when you're going down the wave and down the line, put the weight just that little bit more on the front foot. So, you know, 55–60% of your weight should be on your front foot through those. It only comes onto your back foot when you're going for that top turn maneuver or onto the cutback. So here we're going to look at the bottom turn, but also the re-entry. So this is a really vertical re-entry. Obviously when you start going through this, you're not going to be as vertical, but the same theory's there. So just really opening those shoulders up nice and early when you're coming up to the maneuver. So as we go into the maneuver, we're not trying to focus on that maneuver, we're trying to think of where we're going to land when we finish the maneuver. Same with the bottom turn. When we're coming into the bottom turn, we're really focusing more on where we're going to end up at the top of the lip. Now we're going to have a look at your cutback. Or not your cutback specifically, but this is a really good one to have a look at. So here, you'll notice the bottom turn's a little bit different. It's sort of a little bit more mid-face. So this is what we call projecting yourself forward to try and get ahead of the white water. So we go into the cutback a little bit easier. And that way you're not going to get smashed by the white water on your way around. This is where we look at that T-shaped position. So you notice here the perfect arms and body positioning. So this is the perfect T-shape. So you can see how he's opened up his shoulders. He's looking back towards where the wave is and where he's going to finish the maneuver. And a nice high rebound off this one brings him back into the pocket. And then he's off, pushing out further along the wave. So here, projecting forward on the bottom turn, T-shaped position here, looking back towards the target, big high rebound. And it's that holding position in the T-shape that's really important. So when you go into that T-shape and open up your shoulders, you're there for a good couple of seconds until you turn all the way back round and your arm is pointing towards where the white water is. And then that's how you're gonna find that area get that rebound and then come out of it. So at the moment, your arm is sort of a little bit too far forward, and you're sort of fighting your own shoulder. So your left arm's kind of coming across your body instead of opening that shoulder up. And so that's why you're falling off. Plus you're straightening your legs and your body when you go into the turn, as opposed to really, really compressing it. So you literally want to be sitting on the board, and I could see you were going to do it there, but you really want to just commit to it, a little bit of projection, bottom turn, and then sit back onto your board. Weight goes onto the back third of the outside rail, and then you sit back, T-shaped position, hold that line all the way around, keep turning your head, turning your head, turning your head, till you see your target, and then you're looking to get that rebound in so you brought yourself back around, as opposed to sort of fighting your body the way you had been. So same thing, when we look at this wave here, very similar, just not really compressing into that bottom turn and projecting yourself up to the top of the wave. So yeah, those are the main things to work on. So bottom turns, top turns, and obviously there's the cutback for you as well. So keep going through this video and it's going to help you heaps. Just keep going over it, get it in your head, make sure you revise it before you go for your next surf. Get a really good understanding of what you need to do to change what you're doing currently, and hopefully that's going to help you a little bit there. So watch the video, look for the keywords, make sure you're compressing and looking for your top targets, and hopefully we'll see you in the surf getting a whole load of new waves. Alright mate, if you need any more coaching or any advice, just send us an email, drop us a line, and hopefully this video helps you and you have a lot of fun with it. Thanks Morton, speak to you soon. Bye bye.